Hi, it's Karen here. Thank you for joining me. Today I thought we would paint two very loose, quite different styles of abstract painting. I've been inspired by the landscape and I've also been inspired by the pebbles on the beach. So I thought, which one shall I do? I thought, well, let's just do the pair of them. So first of all, we'll start with this one. This one's on a square format, but I'll put all a description of the sizes of the paper and the materials that I use in the description below. And this one's just the standard 6x4. So let's get started. We're going to be painting this one first, and I just get my paper. Not very organised, am I, folks? Also, I thought it might be quite fun to not only paint in the square format, but maybe do some little cheeky square ones. I mean, these are just offcuts of watercolour paper that I've got. So I thought maybe we could do something with these. So anyway, let's get started. I'm just going to bring my paints in. I've given myself a lot of room this time, so hopefully you can see my palette. I am going to limit the the colour palette that I use, because I think it's easier to not get bogged down and cluttered with it. So I'm going to use my size 4, and I'm just going to offer a little bit of clean water, just a little squiggle, because these are really lovely and intuitive way of painting, and it freezes. It absolutely does freeze us. So this is I think this is cobalt, is it? Yeah, I'll put the description of the paint that I use, and I'm just literally just rubbing it on. I'm not thinking about this at all. I'm just laying it down, just laying it down. And I'm also going to go into Azura Blue and just drop a bit of that in too, keeping the paint nice and loose, nice and wet, so we can have fun and just drop it in and not worry about too much what's going on. Also, what I'm going to do with clean water, I'm just going to drop some little splatters in, just to see what effect we get, really. Now I'm going into I'm going to do the base line, if you like. Oh, I haven't done this one yet. Going far too ahead of myself. I'm going to change the colour up here. This is a nice turquoisey blue. So again, just not worrying, just dropping it in. And I am going to introduce a little bit of indigo blue. Why not? Let's just have some fun with that. If you want to, you can tilt your work just to let it run. That gives you some interesting marks. It's all about relaxing, having fun, and exploration. That's what I'm really excited about at the moment, is just putting the paint down and seeing what reaction I get. That's the cobalt blue, quite a strong colour, but I actually quite like that. Why not? Let's put a little bit of aquamarine. That's kind of a brighter colour. Just drop it in. don't get so caught up with how it's looking, and then just give it a little splatter just to make it interesting and see what we get. Now for the base, I'm gonna, for the what would be the ground, I'm just going to go into a very soft grey, and I'm just going to make a mark. And I'm going to load my brush up, and just with the side of my brush, I'm just going to, and just maybe bring it down a bit. Don't get caught up, don't get carried away thinking, oh, I've got to make this perfect, this line, it's got to be perfect. No, it hasn't. I'm just clearing up a bit of this leftover paint on my palette. What's that going to bring? How will that look? I'm just going to drop it in just to see how that works. You know, I might not be happy with it, but let's just, you know, let's just put some, you know, some interesting lines. So I'm actually going to move that out of the way because I do want that to dry before we do anything else. And I'm just going to bring this one down. If you want to, you can, what colour's that? Let's have a little look. Well, that's quite an earthy tone, isn't it? Let's just drop that in. I'm working straight from the pan. I'm not thinking about colour mixing. And let me just put an interesting line across there. And let's just see if it runs to make it a bit more interesting. I am going to get a little bit of paper towel, and I think let's just blot this one out just to see what marks we get. Yeah, it might not bring anything, or it might, but this is fun and exploration. I'm just going to give that a little splatter. Because that's, and then I'm just going to let that run. Just let that run and just see what happens. I am going into this, this is gold green that's on my palette now, and I'm just going to drop that in and just, you know, just see what that does. Go back to these. Let's put a little bit of a warmer colour. What colours? Yeah, that's a really nice mauve. Let's just introduce that. Just change your colour combinations up and just drop that in, and just, you know, use the different elements of your brush, the side. You know, if you don't like that, then just take it out. It's as simple as that. I'm going to set this one aside. Actually, I think I'm going to warm that up even a little bit more, and I'm going to drop in a little bit of this is Rose Madder, just to give it a little bit of zhuzh, just to see what we get. You can move it around, and that's great. And just I'm just putting those out shots so it can dry. Hope I'm in frame and you can see what I'm doing. What other colour shall we? I'm going to go back to this grey. I am kind of drawn to this grey at the moment. It's kind of my shadow colour, but I really do like it. And I'm going to warm it up with a little bit of pink. I think. Not too much. I don't want a too strong a pink, but I'm just using up just the paints that I've used previously on my palette, and I'm just dropping that in, and just seeing what we get. Okay, and don't be afraid just to use one stroke. It's really interesting to use one stroke, and it is freeing. Scary at times because you think, oh, I I'm gonna make a conscious decision of putting a mark here, but it's fine. It's fine. Just go with it. And if you're working on the small cut-offs of your watercolor paper, it's actually really liberating. I'm just going to put another lovely, let's put a lovely earth tone in this lovely sienna. Again, just a bit more creamy consistency of paint, and just don't get caught up. I was hesitating there, which is exactly what I tell you not to do. So this is what we're going to do. This is what we've done. So I'm going to set these aside to dry, and then I'll introduce those back in, and we're going to start this one now. Okay, this is the inspiration of the pebbles. So I'm just going to get some, previously I've cut some watercolor paper, so I'm just gonna drop that in, pop that in now. And what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to limit my palette on this. Now, I quite like having an idea of roughly where I'm going to put things. So on this particular painting, I've got 6 elements, 6 focal points. So I kind of want one there. This is just with clean water with your brush. One there, nice big one there, and maybe one leaning there, and a little one there. Now, I don't know whether you can see, but the paper's glistening, so you kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. Now I'm going back into my paint, just catching it so I can see where, and I'm just dropping in where I've, well, that dried really quickly. So I'm just going to just make these lovely stone shapes. Don't be precious about this. Just move your brush around, and as you can see, we're getting some really lovely, interesting feathering in our watercolor, and that's really exciting, and it's lovely and it's freeing. So just give it the generic shape that you want to use. Now I wanted to put another one kind of leaning on the two of them, so you can make your stone as big or as little as you want. Really nice and watery, just dropping that that blue, lovely, gorgeous blue paint in, and okay, I really like this feathering that we've got going on. It's really giving us a really nice background to work on. I think I just want to just introduce a little bit more water to it, just to bring it down a touch. Now, they don't have to be round, they can be misshapen, they can be whatever you like them to be. I'm going to go into, this is a really very, very nice phthalo blue. It's kind of got a bit of a it's got sorry, it's kind of like got a little bit of a green hue to it, but it's a bright green, a bright blue, sorry, and I'm just dropping that in, again, straight from the pan, not thinking about this. I'm just dropping in my my paint, okay, and I'm letting that work and interact with the paint that I've already put down. All right, and I think what would be really nice is to put a really lovely phthalo green, and that really does bring a pop to the party. It just quite a bossy paint, I think, because it moves everything else out of the way. It kind of pushes out, but in the right setting, that's really nice. I think I'm just going to, with a slightly damp brush, I'm just going to bring that round. Not worried about the that I've left a bit of white space. White space is our friend, so that can be lovely. I think I'll just put a little something in there, because it was, in my eye, it was looking a little bit lost. So, you know, just drop a little bit in there again with the phthalo blue, and just drop that in there. Okay, if you want to drop a bit more in, you can go on and on until you think, yeah, that's lovely. Now, if you do want to add another blue tone to it, indigo is gorgeous, gives you your nice dark values. Don't go too crazy with the indigo, because you do want to keep these lovely bright colors that you're, you know, these gorgeous summery colors that we're putting down. So just a little bit, and the indigo will find its way, absolutely will find its way round, and it's as easy as that. It's as easy as that. So this is the background that we're going to be working on. So I'm just going to set this one aside because it's far too wet for me to go to the next stage. So that's that, and I'm just putting that to one side so that can dry. Now this is absolutely dry. Now I'm going to put my my watercolor paints to one side, and I'm going to introduce, yep, you've guessed it, couldn't paint anything without bringing the gorgeous metallics. I am going to activate my paint to make sure that it's nice and creamy. Do give yourself a little bit of time to get your paint activated, and that's really, really important, because it'll really help you. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to be splattering, but I'm also going to be making some dots with my HB pencil, because I really like those spontaneous circles that we put down, but I don't really want a solid mark that the brush gives. So I'm just going to dip the end of my pencil, and I'm just going to swirl it around my my metallic paint, and decide where I'm going to put my lovely metallic. And as you can see, it doesn't go all the way round. It gives you this lovely spontaneous broken line, and I really like that. Now, if you want to use your brush, absolutely, you can do that. I just think it's really nice as we're exploring and seeing what marks we're making, how we can just push ourselves out of our comfort zone. Just try that. And I think that gives a really nice effect. I don't know whether you can see it too well, but it's just lovely. Now, if you want to go in to where you've already put your paint down, yeah, grab a bit of that and move it around. You know, don't be precious with it. Just keep moving it around. And because it's pencil, if you don't like the marks that you've made with your pencil, when it's dry, you can rub it out. I quite like these marks, and I love the classic gold on the blue. I just think they just work really lovely together, don't they? So yeah, I think that's good with that. Don't forget to wipe and clean your pencil off, because when you come to use it, you'll have gold metallic paint on it. But I am going to just dip the end of my brush, and I'm going to splatter just that lovely, lovely, lovely splatter. Now I'll just bring back the other one that I did. Now on this one I did a cluster of dots using my HB pencil. Now you can do that if you want to, or you could splatter if you want to. I'm just going to lightly splatter up there just to keep us nice and balanced. And I just think it just looks, I think it looks nice with the blue. Now you can either leave it like that, or you can do the cluster. Now I'm going to leave it like this because you'll be able to make the comparison of the two and decide which one you like better. But I'm just going to set these aside and bring back the little watercolour, abstract watercolour that we did. Now they're not totally dry, but I think that might be quite an interesting thing, because what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to run my pencil and just scratch in. Yeah, I'm just going to scratch in, and I'm also going to take, I've got two, these are Stabilo crayons, they're pencils, and this one is a cobalt turquoise, and that's from Faber-Castell. Now I've just picked those up because I've got them to hand. Now I'm just going to put some, you know, some marks in, and just maybe let's splatter a bit of gold just to see what we get. I've got that all over me. Not good. I'll set that one to one side, and then I'll bring the little guys back. Now this is, we're playing and we're exploring. You might look at these and think, you know, I'm not really keen on these. Wait for them to dry. These are not perfectly dry, and it's really, it's not ideal really for me to kind of show you, but I'm desperate to show you. So again, I'm just going to make a few little marks on here with my pencil. You can use an HB pencil, you know, you can just wiggle your pencil about. If it's still wet, you know what, it'll catch. Let's move those around there. What can we do with this one? Let's just try these. And it's just changing things up a little bit, just to get you out your comfort zone and to give you something to stretch you a little bit, and to give you confidence to push your paint around. And you'll be really surprised at some of the marks you get, and what it reveals, what it actually reveals to you. I've got a bit of a, now I'm not going to splatter with gold on these, I don't think. I think I'm going to, well, I think I'm going to splatter with gold on this one, because yeah, why not? And then I'm going to move my metallics out the way and just bring back my palette again. And I think I'm going to accent with this lovely rose colour, because I think that's quite And then, yeah, we've got the rose up there, didn't we? And the you know, just let yourself go and be lovely and free. And with this one, I'm going to be absolutely brave. I am. I'm gonna splatter with the lovely mauvey colour, the violet, because I think that would be. And do you know what? I'm just going to rub that on there. You can just play to your heart's content. So I'm going to move that one out the way again, my palette out the way, and I'll bring back the others so you can see. So these are the ones, the 4 abstracty paintings that we did. Those. Now they are still wet, so they are going to dry, and you will get some really nice you'll get some really nice effects from that. I am just going to splatter here because it is still wet, and I'm just curious to see what effect we'll get when it's dry. So they're those. So that's that set, and just pop those out the way. And these are the stone inspired ones that we've just done. So I do hope you give these a go. They are fun, whatever combination you want to do them. I think I've got that upside down, have I? You can decide which way it works, best, what way you like it. Whatever you think, really. Yeah, I quite like it. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. I quite like it like that. So there's those 2. And there's that one. And which one should we give? And the smaller one. Quite similar. We can bring in, I'll take that one away, and we can bring in the purpley one. Whatever ones you like. So there we have it. I'll just put them together so you can have a good view of them and see which one works for you best. Okay, thanks for sticking with me, and hope to see you again soon. Take care, have a brilliant week, and see you next time. Bye.